Hey y'all, it's Courtney, and I am back with a really quick video today. Today's video is more like a PSA, really. So let me start this off by saying, and then I'm going to tell you a little story about what wildlife activists I have for children, and I freaking love it so much. But so recently, probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had seen a thing on my Facebook about West Virginia songbirds slash wildbirds were dying in like major quantities, and they don't know why, blah blah blah. So then yesterday I uploaded that video of me holding a little bird. At first, I thought it was a baby bird. I thought it was a baby because it had a few feathers missing on the back of its head still. So I was like, well, it looks like it's just getting old enough to learn to fly, so maybe that's what it is. And then I got thinking about it, and I'm like, this is not a baby bird because baby birds are usually gray and fluffy. They don't get there really colorful because this bird was like bright yellow. Almost its whole body was bright yellow with some black on it. Fetchling, I think. Fetchling, something like that. But I don't know. Pirate, if you see this video, say it again down in the comment section. I think she said felching, something like that. But anyways, it's a bright yellow little bird. I thought it was some sort of canary maybe, but it's a little too poofy to be a canary. So anyways, not the point. The point is that I realized it was an adult bird because of its colorful feathers. Obviously, when little baby birds are born, they do not have that colorful, bright feathering, and that's because they don't want their babies to be targets in the nest. If you've got a bright red cardinal or a bright blue jay or a bright yellow finch, whatever, that's going to be like a target for predators flying higher in the sky, hawks and whatnot. To just swoop down and get their babies out of the nest. So by the time they get their bright colored feathers, they are old enough to leave the nest on their own. So I started realizing that this is not a baby. So I started telling the kids, which I told the kids to begin with because I had that in the back of my mind. Every time you touch this bird, you need to wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't anything like that because they found it and then they brought it home, obviously. So if I had been there, I probably wouldn't have let them touch it to begin with. But they had already had it at this point, already brought it home. So I kept making them wash their hands and stuff. And I really didn't even think that that's what was going on anyway. Like, I didn't think that, but I was like, just in case type of thing. So anyways, last night I got thinking about it. Like I said, I realized it was not a baby bird, it was an adult bird. So I was wondering, maybe it is this disease, this virus that's killing all these birds. So I looked it up to see what the common signs and symptoms are. And it turns out that the two most common signs and symptoms is A, swollen, puffy, sunken in, or pussy eyes. And that little bird, I think I even commented on it yesterday in the video, its left eye was like, there was something wrong with it. I thought maybe on the way down it got poked with a stick, or maybe when it landed something jabbed it in the eye or something like that, but it did have, one of its eyes was messed up yesterday, and then it also, the inability to fly. They said it's kind of like a neurological thing. They're off balance, they're unable to fly. Inability to fly, which this bird had both of those things. So I'm about 99% sure that this bird most definitely had that virus. Like I said, luckily I made my kids wash their hands a bunch, and I made them take it down in the woods yesterday because I did start thinking about it, and I was like, we don't even know. We don't know what's wrong with it. We don't know. So you need to take it down in the woods where the cats won't get it or no other predators will bother it. And you guys can take water down to it or whatever. If you want to try to save it, I respect that. But don't touch it. From here on out, don't touch the bird. Well, then I got online and did the research and found out that it was probably the best idea to take it down into the woods. So last night, right before that, well, you guys don't know, we got a really bad storm. So the kids went down there and got it and took it back to where they found it, where there's a lot of trees and stuff, so that if it did have to be there in the storm, that it wouldn't get hurt, whatever, couldn't get out of the storm. So they took it back to where they found it, because they were still under the assumption that it was a baby bird. So finally I explained to them last night, listen, you guys, you're probably going to go down there tomorrow and the bird's probably going to have passed, because this bird does have this virus, yada yada. So they go down, they're like, we're going to go check on the bird this morning, and they were going to take it some water. So they go down there, and here comes the little wildlife activist that they are. They're going to take it some water and try, give it a little birdseed try with it, which, again, as humans, we don't want to see any animal suffering. And so, let me be clear, I am not, putting these people down. I'm not saying that they're bad people. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm just saying this is the story. So my kids go down there, and somebody else has found the bird. And they have the bird in their hands, and they're starting to take the bird to their house. So my kids are like, no, don't touch that bird. They're like, put it down, leave it alone, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what? And they're like, it has a virus. It has that virus that's killing all kinds of birds. And apparently this person hadn't heard of it. And I get it, because I didn't really even think of it either, because when you don't see it, it's not a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can hear about things in the news all day long, but unless you're seeing it yourself, you don't realize how big of a problem it actually is. So my kids were telling her all about this virus and how they don't even know whether it can be transmitted to other animals yet. They don't know whether humans, you know what I mean? They say that they don't think humans can contract it or anything like that, and they don't think that it can be transmitted to other animals. But just to be safe, you shouldn't be taking it in your home around other animals, or holding it a bunch and touching your face and all that good stuff. So they were telling her about it, and she's like, well, I'm going to take it inside anyways. And they're like, okay, well, just please be safe, because they don't know anything about this virus yet. The bird's probably going to die. And she's like, well, I don't see the point in not trying. And I respect that. I get it. As an animal lover myself, I get it. Because if I see an animal, like that turtle in the road the other day, I had a few people say, oh, well, you're not supposed to pick them up because they'll try to spend the rest of their life getting home. I know that. I love animals. I have a large knowledge of wild animals, because whenever I was growing up, my dad was basically the crocodile hunter of the neighborhood. If there was a snake, they were calling Daddy. If there was a tortoise or a turtle, they were calling my dad, because he was that guy. So I have a good bit of knowledge about wild animals. So, hold on, y'all, just 1 second. So, point being, they don't really know a whole lot about this bird flu, bird disease, whatever it is. Oh, Daddy's home? Hold on now. Okay, y'all, so it's like an hour later. I had to go to the store and get cat food and everything else. But anyways, the point of this video is just to tell you guys that this is a thing. This is happening. They're saying to take all communal feeders down, and if you haven't seen any affected birds in your area, to go ahead and clean it with bleach water every day if you want to leave them up for now. But if you see any birds acting funny, to please take them down. Hummingbird feeders are okay still for now, but wild bird feeders, please take them down. Because they think that might be how it's spreading, because obviously birds meet at the bird feeders, and are, close to each other at the bird feeders, and transmit germs at bird feeders. So they're trying to cut it down. They're saying that they think that this might be related to the locusts coming out, or the cicadas coming out this year, and that they're trying new pesticides for cicadas, which I really doubt that, because West Virginia hasn't had hardly any. Well, my area hasn't had hardly any cicadas. So I don't think there's any pesticides being sprayed around here. I know not in my neighborhood. There hasn't been. So, there's not any more cicadas now than there was last year, the year before. So, I don't know. They didn't come out here this year. If you find an affected bird, there are websites that you can find to let them know that it is in your area, that you have found a bird. If you also find a bird, please try to dispose of it so no other animals find it or get into it, whatever you want to call it. If you see a dead bird and you see a cat trying to get it, please don't allow them to get it, because we don't know. So basically, I just want to tell you guys that this is a thing, and it is happening, and it is starting to become more widespread, because just yesterday, or the day before yesterday, I found a dead blue jay. My neighbor has found a few dead birds, and then the bird yesterday. I don't know why it didn't click in my head that maybe that's what was going on, but I was thinking, like, if it's a virus that they were having, I wasn't thinking inability to fly and blindness. So, I don't know. I guess some birds do recover, but most of them don't, because even if they do recover, they suffer from blindness, and if they're blind, they can't fly. So, it's a really sad situation. So, I hope that you guys will help me in trying to save our wild birds. They're a very important part of our ecosystem, our country. Just, they're an important part of life. And I don't like to get all eco on my channel very often, but you guys do know that I'm an animal lover, and this kind of stuff bothers me. Because the animals deserve to live on our planet just as much as we do. And I don't think it's for us to say, oh, I'm going to make a pesticide and kill all the bees, or I'm going to make a pesticide and kill all the birds. I hate that. Like, do the cicadas need to go away that badly that we need to kill all of our birds too? Do the, other bugs need to go away that badly that we're going to kill all of our bees? I don't think so. So, alright guys, yeah, definitely look this up. I just wanted to bring a little bit of awareness to it, because it is affecting my area now. It's affecting my own yard, my own backyard, whatever you want to call it. So, I love y'all so much, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.